Welcome back everyone to Piney Plays the Burglar. I am here with Bingo Boffin after suddenly remembering that I had left him behind in all my swiftness. Hello there, Bingo.
I will do my best to stay a saddle while we go to our next destination.
It did not take long, but I have already become quite fond of Tango Main. He is a gentle fellow and very friendly. The ground does not seem to be very far down from here, and while I do not wish to take a tumble, if I did happen to bounce from the saddle, I believe I would be quite all right. And he seems to have no interest in nipping at my hat or my person, which I very much appreciate. What a good boy you are, Tango Main. Kuthbald shared something of the geography of Rohan with me, and I think our next destination should be the town of Glavine in the North Cross to the southwest. I will concentrate on staying a saddle. If you can fight any foes that cross our path, Petronella, let us defeat enemies in the Wold and in the Norcross as we journey. And in that way, our presence will be a boon to the good folk of Rohan. Alright, fine. I'll kill some enemies in the Wold and in the Norcross. I really wish I took a Blackwest earlier. Gee, I've killed plenty of foes in both areas since then. Well then, time to do a few more. What would happen if I took on this pair of wargs? Okay, it's actually a pack of wargs because I guess there are three of them, not a pair, but that's another matter. Gee, what if we... Alpha can get riddled? And take care of the other two, because taking on three wargs at one time is probably not a good idea. Good thing I have improved riddle. That could have gone very poorly if I didn't. Oh, it's two swarms and a normal. Well, maybe it wouldn't have been that tough after all. But that's half the enemies I needed to kill. Let's try another one. And riddle's on cooldown. So let's see what happens if I don't have the... If I don't use riddle then. Alright, there you go. Ooh. Alright. Pretty good against the mobs near near Harwick. So one of the easier areas, I guess. Alright. Now, concerning forgetting about Bingo, I have a feeling that at the time maybe I was too low a level. Last time I tried to check with Bingo, and that I then got distracted in Floodwind and all that stuff with the epic storyline. Then, when I reached the right level, I completely forgot about Bingo. Yeah, that sounds like a possibility. But that takes care of the old side. Now, let's head out and take care of the Norcross. The good people at Glavine will eventually be asking us to kill some mobs, so I'll take care of their little disputes here, and eventually I'll kill those mobs and be able to get to Bingo, who will then arrive here soon afterwards. Hello there, Walnuth. I've spoken with the cook.
Our mission is dire.
As I thought, most citizens of Glavine would have a difficult time sneaking into the kitchen unnoticed. Now, this kitchen servant, Eldora, seems rather suspicious. I will keep her in mind as a potential suspect, or at the very least, she may have witnessed something that could be helpful for us. Good work. Right. And also, I spoke with the guard captain.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Evidence indicates that the dagger belonged to Swithorn. I am not well acquainted with this man, but I do not like what we have learned thus so far. Do you suspect that he harbors a grudge against a Reeve for the fate of his brother? Perhaps we need to learn more before rushing into judgment, right? Now, let's see. We need to speak with a neighbor, and we also have that noblewoman to speak with. Ah, Here's the neighbor.
What brings you to these lands?
You must be new in town. Welcome. You want to know who's been seeing Malbert? Well, he offers treatment and advice to so many, from small children to pets to the Reeve himself. I myself have not seen him since early afternoon yesterday. Prior to that, a few people visit him, a young girl who works in the kitchens, one of Theodmar's writers, and that old fool. Let's see. Weekfoogle. Yes, Weekfoogle in particular seemed very troubled and has been visiting almost daily. That seems to be all that I recall. I hope it was some help to you. Mm-hmm. Young girl who works at the kitchens, one of Theodmar's writers, and Wingulful. Suspicious indeed. Well, we'll find that out. Well, let's go and speak with. What's his name again? See, I can't keep track of these names. I have no trouble saying them when I see them written in front of me. Walnoth. Well, okay, maybe this isn't as bad as some.
What brings you to these lands?
Ondasal discussed several people who saw Malbers before he passed, but this Wegoofel in particular struck me as most unusual. I wonder what old Wegoofel discussed with Malbert before he met his end. I don't know. Whee! What do you suggest we do then?
Our success depends upon our strength.
I
Will you aid us?
believe that we are getting closer to solving this mystery, Petronella. There are three primary suspects that we must consider: the soldier, Swiththorn, the cook's assistant, Eldora, and the old man, Weekfoogle. Each was seen visiting Malbert and may have killed him to cover their attempted poisoning against Reeve Athelward. You have been paramount to our progress in this investigation thus far. Interrogating these three individuals will prove to be crucial to discovering the truth. So I must leave this task to you. Of course. Swifthorn should be among the Rohirrim near the mead hall. Wingfoogle resides at the estate to the northwest, and Eldora's home can be found near the west entrance to Glavine. And question each of them carefully, and return to me with their responses. Yes, sirree. Whee! Now, let's see what they have to say. I guess we'll start off in this direction. And here's Weekfoogle.
We keep safe these lands. For how long?
You suspect me of these rumored crimes? How shameful! Know that I am a respected elder of this community. I was visiting Mabiot for treatment to the terrible nightmares I began having shortly after my son and his family lost their lives. His croft was raided and burned in the first orc assaults, and still Athelward has refused to defend those helpless families outside the city walls. It is true I harbor no love for the Reeve after such a heartless decision, yet I would not resort to poisoning him. Consider for a moment how a citizen such as myself would have access to the Reeve's kitchen. Surely someone would have noticed my unexpected presence there. Well, you do have a point there. No access to kitchens. Well, alright, I will grant you that. Now, what do we have out in this direction? Ah, yes. Isilmon. Hello there.
Will you aid the horse lords?
May I help you? I am busy with preparing an important banquet. Yeah? What? Give some of it to the poor. Well, I had not considered it might help my popularity. Oh dear, you're quite right. When others speak of me, they should be commenting on my kindness and generosity. Time is short. Will you help me? Please speak with the butcher, cheesemaker, and the baker in Glavine. Ask them for such foods intended for the banquet in Isian's collection instead. All right, fine. All right, I'll speak with the butcher and the baker because I've already spoken with the candlestick maker, right? Yeah. And here's Eldora's home. Hmm. Somebody's sleeping, it looks like. Hello?
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
I know that you are investigating the poison found in the kitchen and the murder of Malbert. Yes, I have heard the rumors. I must explain my actions so that you understand why I am innocent of these matters. I have been taking care of the injured man you see before you, Fretstan. He was wounded in battle and is greatly impaired. I care greatly for Fretstan, though he knows it not, and I have been overseeing his aid through medicinal herbs that Malbert has provided for us. I have been there frequently tending with him, thus my absence from the kitchen. It is true that no one can account for my whereabouts when the crimes were committed, but know that I have no more reason to harm afterwards than anyone else in the town. Furthermore, Malbert has been helping me to treat Fredstan, and I would never have wished harm to come upon him. Well, it, 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 uh, she's got a point there, right? Yeah, quite a point. Hello there. Yiselman has told me to change your order a little bit.
Our mission is dire.
More orders from Yiselman? If she wishes to be charitable, I would be glad to help her. I will set aside a nice lot of fresh meat to be collected for the poor lot of farmers. Alright, good. Good. That takes care of the butcher. Ah, this looks like a baker. Hello there.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Welcome. Have you come for something fresh? I have a lot of good things for sale, stranger. Oh, you're here about Yiselman's order. Yes, I am working hastily on assembling everything. Yes? Oh, that is quite noble of her. I'll have it done right away. All right, you're welcome. And we need a cheese maker because we've already talked to the candlestick maker. Hello there. I was asked to make a change on Yiselman's order.
Will you aid the horse lords?
The finest cheese in all the Norcross for sale here. Yes, Yiselman has had a change of heart. What a kind woman. I will be sure to send a portion of fine cheese to be donated on her behalf. All right, that takes care of that. I have taken care of your request.
Our mission is dire.
Thank you for the thoughtful suggestion, Petronella. You have saved me from making a terrible mistake. I've heard nothing but praise and admiration for my charitable efforts. I would not have guessed that such acts would be noticed and appreciated by others. Please accept this as a token of appreciation. She's nuts. She's crazy. She's nuts. I think I have all those disputes settled now.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
My work seems much quieter now that some of these trivial disputes have been settled. It is such a shame that no noble blood was shed. Oh, worry not. I merely jest, of course. Perhaps now the nobles might consider the desperate situation that we find ourselves in and look at their neighbors as allies rather than their enemies. The guard has more important matters to attend to than solving petty squabbles. You have my thanks, Petronella. You're welcome. Now, what do we need to do now? Yes. I think that we need to speak with Swiftthorn, of course, the one person that we haven't spoken to yet. Hello there, Swiftthorn. I was wondering if you could identify this knife.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Captain Theodemar told me of the circumstances involving Malbert and my dagger. I understand your reason to suspect me, but I can assure you that I had nothing to do with the murder. My weapon was likely taken from me in order to draw suspicion towards me and away from the real killer. On the night of Malbert's life was taken, I was patrolling the city perimeter with other guards. Had I left to visit his home, my absence would have been very strongly noticed. I have been grieving the loss of my brother, yet, as I have explained to Theodmar, I do not blame the Reeve for his death. I respect Oswald greatly, and I understand his decision has been a difficult one. I am an honorable man, and these despicable crimes are below me. Well, Well, plenty of witnesses to absolve him of the crimes. Okay, so one has friends around him to cooperate for him, members of this area here. Another one was taking care of a swift friend, and the third one says that he was had no motive for it. So they all have their own little things to say that they could not have possibly done the crime. In other words, they're all working together, right? Well, maybe not. Uh, Hello there. I've spoken to the three suspects.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Each suspect has a different reason why they should be absolved. Swithmore claims to have witnesses for when Malbert was slain. Eldora seems to be lacking a motive to harm either victim, and Weigfugel would like us to consider his lack of access to the restricted kitchen. The time draws near. Consider each testimony and all the evidence discovered. Action must be taken before others come to harm. We must apprehend a guilty party. Yes, we're supposed to apprehend a guilty party. How do we know one of these are guilty? Let me speak with the Reeve. And here's the Reeve. Hello there.
Welcome to Cliving, friends from afar.
I am Athelwald, Reeve of the Norcrofts and Thane of Glavine. My house and hospitality are yours while you stay. Uh-huh. Oh, Mildred! What happened to her should not have happened to any lady of Rohan. Losing first her husband, and then her son. I should have been more understanding of the boy's youthful boldness, but he called my honor into question. The sword trial is the customary means of resolving such disputes. I did not know his wound would fester in such a way. I should have it back if I could. Taking young Seaflad as my ward seemed the kindest thing to do, but I can understand a mother's grief may make it seem otherwise. I will answer any questions of yours, and you are, of course, free to see Seaflood. If it is not too much trouble, could I ask you to help Cuthred, the captain of my guard, with his duties after you have spoken with Seaflood? All right, fine, 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 fine. First, though, Seaflood. Hello there, Seaflood. You've been sent here to stand watch?
I saw you coming to Cliving from afar, and I wondered what your story might be.
Ah, now you have come to tell it to me, right? How wonderful! Ah, yes, my poor mother. I miss her so. Some days I miss her terribly, but knowing that she is still at home eases the ache somehow. Worse are the days when I miss my father and my brother, for they are never coming home. But I am happy at Cliving as I can be. The Reeve is kind to me, if distant. I think he blames himself for all the grief my family has endured, and he wants to make amends for it. I am treated well. Look at the view from the walls. There's just so much more going on here than in Athangles. Yes, I'm happy here. I hope my mother is not upset by that, but it is the truth. But tell her that I miss her. All right. And now that I see that she is fine, it is time for us to speak with the captain, which is what we'll do in the next episode of Piney Plays The Burglar.